what a type 4 FRQ would look like. This is number 4 in the packet of FRQs that I will link again when I post this one. 2017, just a minute, my dog's trying to take off with chromosomes. So, this is a type 4. No, Scout, no. So, and then when something else funny, you know, at school I laid down my remote clicker and I can't find it sometimes. I just had to go searching for it, and I found it in the kitchen. I got distracted and started putting vegetables away from grocery shopping this morning that I had washed and they were drying. So, anyways, I found it. So, type 4. This is really just data analysis. That's it. You need to know very little. You have to analyze the data and try to predict it. So, this one I know is going to freak everybody out because it's talking about how much different organisms eat. So, caddisflies, Helgramites, never heard of those before, midges, stoneflies, and algae. So, it's talking about how much they eat. In bio, this is how we taught you about flow of energy through ecosystems. Whether it's in a pyramid like this or whether it's in a chart like this, you can figure it out. So we're going to walk through this one. It only has 2 parts, A and B. This one is fast. This took me, I had to think for just a couple minutes about this, and then I could quickly do it. So I did make one mistake, but I caught it as I was continuing on. So it says, based on the food sources indicated in the table, construct a food web in the template below. This is the template. I had to hand draw it because I wanted you to be able to see it good. In the template below, write the organisms' names on the appropriate lines and draw the arrows necessary to indicate the energy flow between organisms and the ecosystem. These are not the only arrows. They expect you to add arrows. So let's go over part A first. So part A requires that you analyze the numbers in the chart and predict the food web. So I looked at this chart and I said, okay, these are the organisms. This is their food source, the percent that they eat. So stoneflies, 90% of their diet is midges. For midges, 100% of their diet is algae. So I was like, bing, 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 there's my herbivore. So, algae is eaten by midges. So that tells me that algae goes here, and this is midges. So now I have 3 more things that I have to fill in. And we can tell by this that midges are eaten by, right, the food source. Who eats midges? So stoneflies, 90% of their diet is midges. 10% is caddisflies, right? The caddisfly, 30% is midges, and they also eat algae. So then there I was like, oh, okay. So caddisfly eats algae, but it also eats this. So that's what drew me to say this. So midges give some food to the caddisfly, but algae does too. So I did a dashed arrow to show that. So they're both providing energy. All right. So then I was like, okay, so where do I put stoneflies versus the Helgramites? So when I started thinking about it, stoneflies, 90% of their diet is midges, 10% is Helgramites, and 10% is caddisflies. So they're getting food from the other bugs, and then I looked at Helgramites, percent of their food source. So this is telling me that nothing eats them. So that's what told me they're right here. Right? Nothing eats them, but they're eating everything else. So that's how I came to my last one, and I had to add caddisflies, stoneflies eat caddisflies, the energy's flowing. Helgramites eats stoneflies, they eat caddisflies, and they eat midges. So they have lots of arrows. So this simple little thing became an actual food web. And I used my added arrows are dashed so you can think that through as you analyze that data. And Friday, I will cover this in our hangout. There's going to be a Wednesday hangout and a Friday hangout this week, just like last week. Wednesday's hangout is going to be over meiosis, which that stuff is all already posted. This is an FRQ review for the AP test. And then B asks us what we think would happen if we removed one of the organisms. So it goes through that they're spraying this stuff on the lake to control the number of midges. So what would happen, and then it says predict and justify. So be careful. This could get really, really long. I did not finish it. You should, but I got you started. So if midges are sprayed, this would have a great impact on all organisms. 100% of the midge's diet is algae. So algae would increase. So I started predicting what would happen. So it's going to have a devastating effect on this body of water if they kill these midges, because midges are linking the glucose that algae is making to almost everything. And when so many things depend on the midge, it's going to make a lot of populations go down. So if you have any questions over this, remember it's Friday. Try to work through it. Use mine as a model. And you can practice any of the other ones, but these are the two types that you're going to have to do. Next week, we're going to work on another year. Next week, I'm probably going to bump up the AP Review classroom a little bit. Don't get overwhelmed. Work at your own pace. See ya.